Of cosines, day 2, these are the extra problems, not mandatory. The first question, when I go through and set that up, I have a triangle. I filled in the information for you. I'm looking for the length of AC, so that's what I put the X on. So in this particular case, I would use B squared equals A squared plus C squared, the two other sides, minus 2 times AC times the cosine of angle B. Plugging in what I know, I have X squared equals the right-hand side of this can all be typed into your calculator at once if you want to, as long as you're sure you're writing in the right things. In this particular case, I'm going to show you the in-between numbers just to make sure that if you've made a mistake, you're able to go back and find that. So I end up with X squared equals 1294. And then I need to get that X alone, so I'm going to square root both sides, which will give me rounded to the nearest centimeter will give me 36. In question 2 in the next page, I'm solving for the missing angle. So in this particular case, the angle that I'm looking for is angle X. It's across from that side of 22. So in law of cosines, I will end up having 22 equals squared equals 9 squared plus 17 squared. Because I have this variable over here, I'm eventually going to have to do cosine inverse. So this gives me 484. Combine those. I'm going to minus the 370 over, which gives me 114. So I end up with X is equal to cosine inverse of negative 114 over 336. Final answer. Okay, moving on to the last question that we hadn't covered, question number 4. It's talking about the fact that we have L who's standing 50 yards from a maple tree. I'll just call it M. I'll put A here for L, and this is 50. It says that he's 30 yards from an oak tree. And it says that if he's looking at the maple tree and turns his head 120 degrees, what is the distance between the maple and the oak tree? How far apart are they? So in this case, here's the X I'm looking for. Just as a reminder, this side and this angle have to be the ones that are across from each other in the formula. So X squared equals 50 squared plus 30 squared minus 2 times 50 times 30 cosine 120. So in here, I have 2,500 plus 900 minus 3,000 cosine 120. I can do everything all at once on the right-hand side. There's no variable in there. And when I do that, I get 4,900. Square root both sides, and I end up with 70. Technically, it's plus or minus, but again, we only want the positive answer because it's a length distance that they're actually calculating.